I think he was more torn up here than he was at European Open a few years ago, and I'll give him mad props. He wasn't a bitch about it, right? He surrendered Cobra. Couldn't believe what happened. Dapped it up with Gannon and disappeared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Players Meeting, powered by the ACDGC and the KDGA. I'm your host, Lucas Deal, and this is episode number 63. And this week, it's all about the Northwest Disc Golf Championship. And wow, it did not disappoint. We got elite level drama. The MPO finish, one of the wildest we've ever seen. We're breaking down the chaos on hole 18, what went right, what went wrong, and the ending that flipped everything on its head. We'll also check out our weekly picks and still see who's in our fight in Survivor League. But spoiler alert, there's some casualties this week. Who's left standing? This is the Players Meeting where scorecards end and opinions begin. And if you have not, please subscribe to the Disc and Deals Covered YouTube channel. That's where you can catch all of these podcasts. But without further ado, let's bring in the real star of the show, the one-time world champ, Chris Smith, a.k.a. Smitty. Smitty, hey, dude.
What's happening?
So this week, I'm so excited to talk, but before we jump into that, did you get anything going on this weekend?
Yeah, I played a local food drive. Anson Long ran one here in town. I think he had 50-ish people. And he thought he was going to make about $1,000 for the food pantry. So
that's awesome. That's super cool.
Kicked Ronnie's butt, so it was even better.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Yeah, we got to go down and record the Star City Classic. Got some Kansas people on coverage, which is always nice when you going all the way to Nebraska. And we had some other, pros that people might know, like Noah Meinsma and Tall Paul Oman on coverage. So it's kind of cool this week. A lot of work, though. A lot of work and a lot of downtime and a little bit too much Keenan Ford.
Any Keenan Ford's too much Keenan Ford.
Well, dude, I'm excited to talk about this. I got to watch that last round on the way home. Brandon was nice enough to drive. So we were all kind of tuned in and watching that stuff. So let's talk and start where we always start, my man. What's popping? What's been happening around the world of disc golf? And this week, Northwest Disc Golf Championship, them combining it into one. Did you like that change, combining those two courses and having them play in a single event?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, Disc Golf Pro Tour Plus event should showcase the best that you have. I think this could be a potential world's location in the future. It was fantastic. Two beautiful courses that we know and already loved, and fantastic disc golf on top of it.
Yeah, so I am excited to really jump into this, Smitty, and we'll start with the females as we do. We'll start with the ladies here. And really, was this close? I didn't get to watch much of it. I saw the final scores. It didn't seem like it was close. Was it closer than the scores indicated, or was it just kind of a runaway by Holland?
Yeah, it was great. Missy Gannon was up after the first, or Missy and Holland were tied after the first round. And a gal named Paige Pierce was just 3 back, and Valerie Mandahano was a few back behind them playing there at Mila MacGyver. And Missy was just doing Missy, hitting fairways, making putts, being in the mix to push the tournament to a victory. And then after round 2, Missy had a 1-stroke lead over Holland, with Lisa Fakis having the hot round, crawling onto the lead card, followed by once again Paige Pierce. So just the fact that Paige was playing fantastic and in the mix makes disc golf way more exciting on the women's side, I think.
Yep.
So then the third round, after they moved over to Glendevere, Paige and Holland went off. Both shot 10 down, 10-24 rated. Holland was at 25 down for the tournament. Paige was 4 back of that. Missy was also 4 back of that. She didn't do so great that first round at Glendevere. She shot only 5 down. And then Kat Murch crawled into 4th place. So yeah, it wasn't a runaway like the scores kind of make you think. But that last round, Holland was firing on all cylinders and came out with another 8 down, the hot round of the day, to win by what? 7?
Yep.
7-stroke win. And she really put the throttle down on the back like 9 to put Missy away. Missy had kind of creeped back into it. And Paige struggled a little bit the last round. She started off 5-4, but bounced back after that. And, Paige is in the running. Eventually, it's all going to start clicking for her. Maybe she'll build some confidence and be that American woman that get up there and bang with Kristen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's look at some of those scores, Smitty. So, as you mentioned, Holland, the 7-stroke victory. Missy took 2nd. Paige, that podium finish. Hopefully, that does give her some confidence. And Jennifer Allen, who shot really fantastic. A 4th place finish for her. That's not usually someone we see all the time up there, but I guess she doesn't play that many events either, though, does she?
Oh, she plays a crap ton of events.
But not the DGPT ones, though.
Well, that I couldn't tell you. We can look real quick. I do know that she might have missed a few because she played Tim Selinsky and some other things.
Yeah.
She played she missed the last one because Cascade Challenge because she was in Las Vegas. She's played KC Wide Open. She's played Music City. She's played, those are the only ones.
Okay. Well, so not all of them, but still, we haven't really seen her name at all, other than Tim Selinsky. And then right behind her, Katrina Allen, who, again, someone we haven't really heard this year, and she got her first ever tournament ace.
I didn't know that. So, back to Jennifer. Jennifer was making a lot of putts. That's usually her downfall is around the putting green, but she was making a lot of putts, and she can throw as far as any of these gals on above her and even beyond some of them. So, and, I don't know if Kat can ever get it back into pre-baby form, even pre-baby form when she was one of the top in the game. I don't know if maybe the game's just surpassed her, but kind of like Paige, I would love it if she could get rolling and get up there to the top, and because she's one chick that's not afraid to mix it up with any of them. Yeah.
It would be really cool to see her up there. And her ace, Smitty, since you haven't seen it, she just puts her head down and starts walking back because she's like, okay, that's a good shot. She didn't even watch it. And then people started yelling, and she's like, oh my God. And she was like truly never happened for her in a tournament. And she's played for a while, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So pretty cool.
One of the short-wooded holes at Milo, probably.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly which one it was, but yeah, it was at Milo.
Right on. So, well, I think the storyline of the week has to go to Paige Pierce, man. She was one round away from being in contention for the win, not just a podium finish. Mm-hmm. And she looked great off of the tee. She was spinning the disc really well. Kind of faltered around the putting surface, but was in the mix, man. So let's go, Paige. Let's get it rolling. Yeah.
I'm excited to see her up there. I'm with you. I think it's just more exciting on the FPO side when Paige is playing well, because if she can do that consistently, that's someone that will definitely challenge the top.
Yeah, and somebody who's not scared to go challenge those top dogs. And for the people that care, Maria Oliva beat one person again. Way to go, Maria.
Do we have a Maria Oliva watch?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
All right.
So there we go. She got somebody.
Good job, Maria.
Let's talk about dudes, shall we?
Dude, let's talk about it. Whew.
Oh man, it was an event. It was amazing from the beginning. I'll just kind of give you the quick rundown. After the first round, I don't know if you know this or not, but Paul Ulibarri, Bradley Williams both kind of rolled back the clock and we're up there at the top with Eagle McMahon and Richard Wysocki. That's like a 2012 Disc Golf Pro Tour card.
Yeah.
So those guys were shredding. Yuli went 11 down to best the field by 2. And, it just shows that guy's a shot shaper. And, of course, like my own MacGyver, gives anybody a chance to be in the mix. So I'm interested to listen to Tour Life tomorrow just to hear how excited he is about his play because he was really good. And he made a crap ton of C2 putts. Crap ton that first round.
Yeah.
So, and then the second round, he slipped a little bit. He didn't have the same round he'd had, but some other dudes went off. Gannon Burr and Paul Macbeth both went a dozen deep. Then he went 10 down, and Richard Wysocki went 9 down. So that was our lead card. And Yuli, he did muster out a 6 and still found himself tied for third.
Yeah.
Round 3, we saw Anthony Barella just blitz the course when they got to Glendoveer and just charge to the front, went a dozen deep there, 1085 rated round to tie it up with Gannon Burr and set up the showdown that we were all hoping to see.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Ellis and Kyle Klein rounded out the lead card after day 3 going into the final round. And then the person that I had on my radar for a sleeper pick, Luke Taylor, went 10 down and vaulted up the board into a tie for 5th. So good shooting by that kid, man. 1072 rated.
Right.
So then we get to the round, dude, and it was amazing from the beginning. It was awesome in the final round. Gannon got the first 2 to open up a little 2-shot lead, and then took a bogey. Then he and AB matched, and then we had a little 2-stroke swing, giving AB the upper hand, and then they just matched strokes the rest of the way to the very end, and it was a hole 14, I think, was when things really got crazy. Did you see hole 14?
Yeah, tell me what happened.
Well, Gannon was way off left where he shouldn't have been. And AB was down the pipe, and AB threaded his next shot and went OB deep. Gannon was, I think, just trying to chip to the fairway, hit a tree and left himself in a bad spot. All the while, Kyle Klein is just chomping at the bit to have a shot at these two dudes. And Kyle ends up parked, and these other guys have serious testers for their 4s, which they both bang. It was ridiculous. And at that point, Kyle made up 2 strokes or made up a stroke on these guys, I guess. Let me see here. Yeah, just 1. Because they saved the par, and then from then on out, it was it looked like these 2 young guns, well, 3 young guns if you count Kyle, were going to distance themselves from the field, and they did.
Yep. And it came down to the last hole, really. AB has a stroke on Gannon going into that final hole. And then he has 2 on Kyle Klein. And so this one was eagleable, right? So a potential swing could happen. And an eagle didn't happen, but a swing happened. Smitty, talk to me about how hole 18 transpired? Give me your thoughts on what shook out.
Man, I feel terrible for Anthony. I really do. He threw not a great drive, put himself in a bad position, and the other two were prime time. He tried to just do the right thing, just chip down the fairway and give himself a par, which would secure at least, at worst, a playoff. And he might have even been able to get a birdie. I think where his drive was, birdie was probably out of play, but he didn't get down the fairway. He hit a tree, put himself in a terrible spot.
Did he go out of bounds and then come back inbounds?
On his 30 did.
Yeah.
His 30 hung way out there, too far left, and hit out of bounds and barely made it in. That could have ended his hopes right there. And then we go to Gannon on his second, and he's gunning for the green to try to get the eagle and just win it outright. And I've never seen Gannon throw that terrible of a shot, but he grip locked it and hit a tree and fell straight down. He didn't kick right or left and go out of bounds. I think Kyle was before Gannon, and Kyle just smoked his drive up there to pretty much the same spot where Adam Hammis made his putt from when he won, and AB was basically where Aaron Gossage was when he lost. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they're probably both within 15 to 20 feet of where those two dudes were. And AB threw another up shot, and it wasn't great, man. It was sawed off and nervy, and left him with the putt that Anthony and me and everybody watching was for sure he was going to make. And he didn't make it, and lost the tournament to Gannon Burr, who just got a birdie and won it. Kyle had a shot to make about a 60-footer to get into at that time we thought was going to be a three-person playoff, and he came up a little short. So it was exciting until the finish, and then it was just terrible.
Yeah, it's obviously I don't think it's the way that Gannon wants to win that.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think anyone wants to win that way. But did you think it was a good putt? Yeah. I heard a lot of people say, "Hey, it's the basket's fault," but it was his right side, wasn't it?
It was wide right, too low and too fast. So if you're going to putt that fast, you have to hit the pole. Plus, it's elevated, and we know that elevated baskets sometimes struggle to catch. But yeah, it was terrible. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
I think he was more torn up here than he was at European Open a few years ago, and I'll give him mad props. He wasn't a bitch about it, right? He surrendered Cobra, couldn't believe what happened, dapped it up with Gannon, and disappeared. So there was no moaning and groaning and falling on the ground and complaining, which Gannon did a ton of that last round, throwing his hands up, and
that's what he does still. I mean, that's still who he is, unfortunately. But what a crazy ending. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. That putt was just one you just never imagined him missing that ever. Just nutty that it happened. I was really looking forward to a playoff. That would have been a lot more fun than the way that it ended.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, that was a real bummer way to finish a fantastic tournament. I mean, I'm not as big of an AB fan as Ronnie, but I'm definitely an AB fan. I think if I was trying to get somebody that didn't know anything about disc golf excited about disc golf, that would be the guy I would say to look at. Number one, he throws it better than anybody. Number two, it looks easier than anybody. Number three, he looks like a badass when he's walking around the course.
Yeah.
So he looks like a professional. I mean, I think he's the full package. So hopefully he bounces back, man. I'm sure it was a tough night on him.
Yeah, that's tough. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Kyle Klein, though. I mean, He was right there, Smitty. And we really haven't heard him much this year. I mean, that's kind of how it always is for Kyle Klein, but that was a good tournament for him.
Well, I'm saying without the way this thing shook out at the finish, if Anthony just wins, we're probably talking about this comeback from Kyle Klein more than what he's getting credit for. I mean, this dude lit that place up. He went 10 down when the other guys went 6 and 5. Mm-hmm. So he came out of nowhere to even give himself a chance. And yeah, like always, we didn't know, we didn't expect it. Nobody probably remembers that he was one putt away from a playoff, played fantastic disc golf that last round and apparently the first 3 rounds. Yep. So, if everything doesn't shake out or if he makes that putt, we're talking about one of the greatest comebacks ever. So, yeah, great event for Kyle. And then I felt like this guy had a fantastic event too. And it's just going to get forgotten about because of the way this tournament ended.
It's going to get forgotten about because all 4 rounds weren't at Milo.
He was still good, man. He was good the 3rd round. He wasn't great the last round. He went 1,004 for
Where did he finish?
15th, 14th, T14. Okay.
Still really good for Yuli. And yeah, to shoot the way that he did that first round, he really set the pace. And I was like, all right, Yuli. It was cool because we were both talking last week about how both Ezra and Paul went to Europe, came all the way back, and we're like, they're going to struggle. Just like jet lag. Neither of them struggled.
Yeah, both did great. Ezra went tied for 5th.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, and I think we got to give Yuli some credit that he was dropping bombs both places. He was throwing fine. He was throwing plenty far. Even though Glendabeer's on a golf course, there's enough shot shaping and trickiness to it that he had he legitimately had a shot at a podium finish, I thought.
Yeah, got to give the captain some love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's a couple of other events that were part of the Disc Golf Pro Tour that we we absolutely skipped them.
I was just so excited to talk about. So excited to talk about that one.
Yeah, we had an event in Sweden where USA. Clay Edwards was able to go over there and represent for the old red, white, and blue, and he won. He led this thing wire to wire, man. Shot some fantastic disc golf. This dude is a 10-18 rated player, and he averaged 1049 for the event.
Let's go.
So yeah, he how much did he win by? Only a 3-stroke victory. So, and there wasn't a lot of the big studs in the field, but still going over to Europe, getting a Disc Golf Pro Tour win.
Yeah, Q Series,
super cool.
Yeah, good job, dude.
And then the other one that we talked about a little bit, but we just jetted right over was our local guy here, Logan Hartpool, was able to get the win down there in Lincoln.
Yeah, he shot really, really good. We got to have him second round, and that's kind of when he started. His momentum started then, and then he took it into Sunday. So I'm really excited to let people see him shred because he played really, really good disc golf. Congrats, Logan.
That's because he's really, really good at disc golf.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And then that Evan Walker dude, never seen him play, but that dude shredded that final round, 1091.
Yes.
I was talking with Jared a little bit today, and he was telling me that 1091 is not inflated. It's that good, he felt like.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, I would have loved to see what Logan would have done if he could have just played without trying, without having to win. Do you know what I mean? Because he played smart down the stretch where he probably could have gone for some things because Logan was 7 through 9. He was shredding, and then he kind of coasted, Evan, he's just a kid, dude. He's just a short little kid, blonde hair out of his hat. Just a disgusting forehand.
Just another kid, huh?
Yeah, he's good. Bennett's there too, Big shout out to Bennett. He's 17. He was leading the tournament going after the first round.
Yeah, and 2 back after the second.
Yeah. And so, man, it was a fun tournament though, man. And Logan shot a 9 down that final round, and that was super fantastic as well.
Yeah, man. Winning is super fantastic. I don't care if he shoots 3 down. If he wins, that's amazing. So
yeah.
Good job, Mr. Harpool.
Oh, he's a 3-time champion. I think he's won Star City 3 times now.
We were tied then going into that because I've won it twice.
Ooh.
Guess I'll have to go back and beat him next year.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a shot on the long course.
Babbitt told me he was trying to get you to play.
Yeah, and then he told me he would have kicked my butt if I would have played this weekend. So, yeah, I wish I could have. I was a little bit busy moving.
Yep.
What do you want to get into now? You want to look at some picks?
Yeah, let's see how we shook out because and I know I was on Roadhouse Watch. Everyone knew. We had comments. Everyone knew right away how stupid that pick was. But I felt decent with it, which is, my fault. But 44th, 61st in those events last year, and then he comes and nearly should have won. We'll just put it that way. And should have won this thing.
He should have won. Yeah, I mean, he's our only hope. Unless Eagle can get his stuff figured out, this guy, Anthony's our only hope against Gannon, I think. So, well, I went Ezra and you went Anthony for our stinks. And
our stinks didn't stink.
Our stinks did not stink. Double reds.
Yeah.
I mean, Ezra played like dog pooey over there. Kona Pista, and I figured he would be struggling on the way back, but yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
apparently
he's just fine. Snapped right back to it. Shot that 10 down final round to jump into 5th, and I was looking at scores. So I'm like, oh wow, if AB falters a little bit, I might actually win stink. But AB faltered just 1 hole.
Yeah. So I think Ezra's probably the best player to not win. He hasn't won a Disc Golf Pro Tour event yet, and I think he's probably he's going to win one eventually, I think, but
yeah,
I can't think of anybody who's better than him that hasn't won. The only other name I can kind of think of is Andrew Marweed.
Yeah.
And he may have won at some point, but I think Ezra's better.
I do too. And since Ezra Robinson's won one now, I think he's next up, man, for sure.
Yep. All right, sleeper. Jeez Louise. Remember what happened here?
Yep.
I was on Cole Watch too.
Mm-hmm. I picked him.
You went first and picked him, and I didn't want to be a chump. So I jumped on Joey Buckets and earned myself another red. Thanks, Joey.
Honestly, if that would have stayed at Milo, he was playing pretty dang good over there. I think he was in the top 10.
I didn't even look.
Yeah.
I didn't even look, didn't even care. So, yeah, I don't know what their average finish were. I think you were telling me Cole was in the 30s and Joey was also in the 30s. They were about the same.
Yeah.
So, Cole got a top 20 finish. That's good. That's real good. So, green for you, red for me. Bummer of a week.
Yeah.
And then we went shine. And I went with the bird.
Who played pretty darn well, too.
I think he's close, man. He's getting closer. And you went with the cupcake pick of Calvin, who's always going to be up there, but never going to win. And there we go.
We both are right there.
Calvin, well, this is Shine, though, so it just matters who wins head-to-head. So you got the green because Calvin beat the bird, and I got my first all 3 reds.
Man.
Not happy about it.
Well, honestly, let's think about this. Did you see how close that Eagle and Vinny matchup was, though? Like, Eagle was winning, beating Vinny for most of the weekend.
Well, I'm sure Vinny went off the last round again. No, he didn't. He only shot 2 down the final round.
I thought at most of that final round, Eagle was ahead of Vinny.
And he shot better than Vinny the final round.
Yeah.
Where did he suck at?
He was just I think third round wasn't great.
Second round, he went 2 down when they were all shredding.
That's right. 2. It was the second.
And the first round, he went. God, I don't even see him.
Yeah, because every time we make our picks, I just put him as favorites for that event, and then I watched that more than I watched the tournament. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, he was on lead card after the first round.
Yeah, he slayed first round.
So the second round killed him. All right, well, bummer of a week. I'll do better at the next one.
Well, yeah.
The preserve. Pretty sure I'll go 3 greens.
I will say with the preserve, we'll have Survivor that week too. We're skipping the week because there's nothing happening. But speaking of Survivor, Smitty, you ready to take a look?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Because we had some people leaving us.
See ya, suckers.
So here we go. Now, I will say I was shocked by your Survivor pick this week. You picked Ezra Robinson, which no one has picked him at all this whole go-round. And so you're really saving yourself a spot there because, hey, Smitty, top 15 for Ezra. I had Rick, and I used one of my, for sure bets. And
well, I didn't do it because I was saving it. I did it because I thought I know Ezra's a stud, and yeah, but he scared me. 14th place.
Yeah, he was barely in, but you made it happen, and we're now into week 5 of Survivor League, Smitty, and both of us are still here.
Going strong. Going for the victory, baby.
Well, let's see who's not with us anymore. We lost 4 people this week, Smitty, and it's all the people that picked Paul Macbeth. Campa. See you, dude. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Nick Gordon, thanks for the money.
The Jibster.
Jib, I felt so bad because Jib sent me a message. She's like, I'll take this person for next week. She didn't even know she was out.
She does now.
Yeah.
And then
I did
Anson.
have it for her. And Anson, poor Anson. All he's trying to do is run a food drive, and instead he's getting booted out of Survivor.
All right, let's see who we got left. Patsy.
Patsy's still in there.
First time winner. First time we ran it. Ryan Clement.
First timer.
Schaefer, winner. Past winner, I'm pretty sure.
Past winner.
Schmidt played them all.
Never does this well.
Kind of sucks like us.
Yeah.
Tyson Jones, I think this is his second time.
Yep.
Brett, I think that's first timer.
First timer.
Loft's been around for a while, and he's also like us, normally sucks, but doing well.
Smitty, he's picked the last 2 weeks, he picked a winner. This week, he picked Kyle Klein and almost picked a winner. He's doing pretty good. I'm kind of scared of Loft.
Yeah, that's great.
He's feeling good. And then,
is that Daniel George or Daniel Gonzalez?
Neither. Daniel Graham.
Oh, okay.
And so he went Rick, and he's a first-timer.
So we got OG Danny G, and new Danny G.
Yes.
So this is new Danny G.
This is Newton Danny G.
Newton Danny G. Yeah, here we go. Right on. Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait till see what people go with. The preserve can mix things up. It's going to be a tight race coming in there. Those guys are going to be throwing that thing all over the place. I hope I can find a bomber. Hello, Ezra Aderhold.
Yep. Hey, the great thing is I will be putting something on the Wind Dummies podcast Facebook group. So make sure you're checking that to get your picks in. And I'll make sure I show you who you've picked, just because we're getting now to the point where you're going to probably accidentally pick someone that you've already chosen.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to get real tough at this point. Hey, Smitty, do we got anything else?
I think there is one more thing. You ready for it?
Yeah, sure.
Welcome to Big Deal, the segment of the show where Lucas takes a deep dive into the things that everybody's talking about, and this week they are talking about it. Whether they deserve the hype and truly are a big deal, or are just a total overblown, yeah, big deal, bro. Get ready for some hot takes, sarcastic commentary, and a little bit of drama. Because in this segment, we'll decide whether it truly is a big deal. You ready?
I'm ready.
Gamber, third shot, hole 18. 70-some seconds from the second he addressed his lie until he threw the disc. Nothing happened. Kid won the tournament. Big deal or, yeah, big deal, bro?
Well, Smitty, this is one of those things where I think it's a big deal. I really do. And I'm so sick of it. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. Number one is, if you're on the card, you have to call this dude. 70 seconds is crazy. I know when I was watching, I'm like, he's taking forever. Like if I'm watching and I'm multitasking, I'm doing other things. If I'm watching and I can feel that, think of how long it would have felt if I was an opponent. You have to call it, So the fact that it wasn't, big deal. But I honestly think what's crazy to me is we're seeing this more and more. I saw this several times this weekend, Smitty, just from different cards. And if the best player in the world is not being called on it, and people are trying to emulate this dude, someone's got to make an example out of this kid. And I don't mean that in any negative way, but like we are all playing by the same rules, and they need to be enforced. The fact that they're not is crazy. Smitty, that's double the amount of time, more than double the amount of time that he should have. And it was because of his nerves. He had just thrown a really bad shot, a shot that we never see him throw. His nerves were high. Someone's got to call him. And then, because they didn't, 9 feet away, he wins the tournament. What if AB steps up to his putt, steps off of it, and takes about 70 seconds? Does he maybe make it at that point? Because he had a chance to let his nerves calm down? Who knows? But he wouldn't do that because he's playing within the rules. Big deal.
It is a big deal. And we hear about this every single week. Pace of play, taking too much time. They're looking at rewrite. They are likely rewriting the rules. They're going to go with the 30, 45, 30 rule. They're going to call it 30 on the tee pad, 45 all the way to circle 2, 30 again. Still, if that's the rule, this kid is beyond it. Now, Anthony can't call it. Anthony absolutely cannot call that coming down hole 18. He can't say, hey, bro, that's too long.
Yeah.
Couple of reasons. Number one, he looks like a total chump.
Yeah, agreed.
And he's not a chump. Number two, it's just a warning at this point. So, until somebody calls Gannon the first time it happens, he took forever over a lot of putts too. But this doesn't have to come from Anthony or Kyle or Corey Ellis. They don't have to make this call. We just saw at a major championship. We watched an official call a foot fault, which has no warning on Kristen Lott, and cost her a major title, or at least the opportunity to have a major title.
Yeah, can we get that, Marshall? Just like if they're going to call, like it's crazy.
He's probably been told not to do that.
Oh, damned if you don't, right?
Right, and I played with people that are slow, and it's super annoying. And Bennett is super slow, super annoying when he's like that. And when I played with him in Derby on hole 11, I didn't officially call him, but I said, look, bro, that's too long, man. You got to go. You got to get up there, get your shot going, or get your shot figured out, and you got to go. When you play a real tournament, these guys are going to call you, which apparently is bullcrap because there's no tournament bigger than what these guys just played.
And no one's calling.
But he's also Bennett Domelin, not Gannon Burr. So they probably will call him. So, yeah, I think it's a huge deal. I think it sucks that he continually does it and continually gets away with it. And I think he's going to keep doing it until the rule's enforced on him.
Because I think every time that someone's ever called him on it, he always stops. He's always good the rest of the time. He knows exactly how to do it, but you have to enforce it every time. And I think that's what I hate. He'll always take the warning and then never actually get the penalty because he knows how to correct it. That's what is silly. I think that's the part that just pisses me off the most.
I'm with you. I hate it. He did stand over a couple of putts for a long, long time and missed them both. So, yep. But until something is done, he's just gonna keep on doing this, keep on doing it, keep on doing it.
No doubt about it.
It is what it is.
All right, Smitty. What you got for shout-outs for the week?
I got to give one to Anson for running the first summertime KJ food drive. I know there's another one scheduled now, so hopefully we can, keep running a few of these here and there and helping out where we can. I got to shout out you and me. Okay. We're saving the doodah.
Oh. Yeah.
Behind the scenes, we're saving the longest running event in Wichita, 36 years. And I'm just going to be quite honest. The last 5, 6, 7 years, it's been the same crap every single time. Tournament goes on. It happens. They're not prepared. We get through it and we say, not next year, not next year. And next year, the same thing happens. This year, the same thing is trying to happen again. We've done everything that we can to make sure this thing goes off without a hitch. We've tried to change the course layout. We've tried to change the format of the tournament. We've ordered Frisbees. We've filled out the online scoring for PDGA. I made a caddy
sponsorships.
Found sponsorships. Hell, I paid for 4 of them. Directly or indirectly. So it's just frustrating me, man, that in the biggest city in Wichita, we can't run a killer tournament, have everybody on board, have the damn thing filled up by now, turning people away. We got 54 people last I looked, man. It's a little bit embarrassing for the Air Capital.
Yep, agreed. But we're going to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Keep pushing, and then we got so it's only 2 weeks away, man, and thanks to Mike Bailey for getting the courses in UDisc, because apparently people can't just look at the layouts and play the holes. They need it in UDisc. So we made that. Mike made that happen. We also already have scheduled to make to get everything painted the day before, so it doesn't go anywhere. So all the OB lines will be in.
Shout out to Daniel Cooley for going out to Herman Hill and wrestling the baskets out. If you've never moved the baskets there, it is no easy task, man. The sand falls down in between the basket and the sleeve, and it cements it in there. You got to spin them and lift them and fight them to get them out. It's work, and he's got them all moved. I think hole 16's in the wrong spot, but everything else is good to go for the first round. So that's a huge help. And then Junod and I moved all of them at Oak. He moved a few of them back because there was some tree damage that he wants the baskets away from until the city gets it taken care of. But Mike and Tall Josh will get it put back for the doodah.
Good. Yeah. So lots of people helping. We just got to get people signed up now.
A lot of the wrong people helping.
Hey, do you want to sign up for doodah? Registration's open now.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. Someone face Smitty. No one's signing up. He's all by himself. This is why you have to wait to sign up for tournaments, because once you sign up, no one signs up to play you.
No, I don't think that's it at all in this case. I'll probably end up having to play with all the kids.
Your favorite thing to do.
Sometimes.
Depends on the kids.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, another one in the book, episode number 63. Hey, everyone, come on back next Tuesday. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye now.